The assistant's office is likely going to be in rough shape. I mean, nobody's used it in quite some time. You might have to do some light cleaning in here before you can get any work done.
I'm pretty sure I'll be able to manage. Not quite as empty as I thought it'd be.
Yes, well, I was using this office as storage before you came along. I suppose that'll be your task for the day. Comb through this place and toss out anything we don't need. You're free to take what you might be able to use.
Will do, sir.
All right. I'll be in my office if you need me.
Not just storage. This place looks like it was in use at one point. Must have been from when neighbor was still the assistant here. There's still even trash sitting in this wastebasket in here. Empty monster cans. Well, this place isn't gonna clean itself. Well, that takes care of the dust and the trash. Now, let's see what we've got going on in these boxes.
Pardon the intrusion, Mr. Patchwork. Or, Mrs. Or, my apologies. I'm not sure what you'd like to be called.
It's fine. You can just call me Rags. Eddie, was it?
That's right. I just wanted to swing by and see how you were getting on. That, and give ourselves a chance to properly meet, seeing how it is you were still in pretty rough shape back in the infirmary.
Well, that's very considerate of you. Sorry the button you picked out didn't end up working out.
Joel, it was just a silly game, no harm, no foul. How are you and the boss getting on so far?
It's difficult to say. The past day and a half has sort of been a mixed bag. He seems to be in this awkward state between being curious about me and not wanting me here at all.
Well, quite frankly, that's quite understandable. As far as he's concerned, this is the first time he's entrusted another person with his work. I'm sure if he could have it his way, he'd run the entire factory by himself, from management all the way on down to grinder cleaning duty.
One person could never do all of that on their own.
Exactly. And he understands that. So try to take him taking you on as his assistant as a shift in his, what is it you called him?
His boundaries?
Yeah, that. I mean, you're probably going to need some time to get used to things around here. The boss is just the same.
That's actually a very helpful way of looking at it. His boundary lines are such a mess at the moment, it's hard to make sense of them. And that left hand of his... Well, something about it seems a little off to me.
Well, I don't know the story behind that, but I do know that it was shortly after it appeared that he snapped and started ruthlessly killing the workers around this facility.
Wait, seriously?
Yep. He had a prosthetic for the longest time before that he seemed perfectly fine with.
So that hand of his might play a role in all of this, too.
Well, I can't say for certain, but I will say this. I agree with you. Something about that hand of his just ain't right. But enough about that. Wally's just next door, and I'm sure if he heard us conspiring like this, we'd both be in a lot of trouble. Do you need help with anything? I'd be more than happy to send Sally, Frank, or Howdy your way, if you need some help cleaning up.
Oh, I should be fine. I was just about to go through these boxes over here and see if I can find anything I could use.
Oh, I wouldn't do that if I was you.
And why is that?
Oh, well, there was a reason. Anyways, I gotta get back to the mailroom. Holla if you need anything.
Okay. See you later, I guess. What could be in these boxes that the boss doesn't want people to see?
Finally decided to take a break?
Something like that?
Is something the matter? You look I don't know, like you've seen a ghost or something.
Probably seen a few, given whose office they've been cleaning out. So, what is it?
I found these in a box on one of the shelves.
Oh, little Ophi. And Julie. And here's one with all three of them together.
You found these? Just sitting in a box in the assistant's office.
Yeah. There's more going on with the boss that I don't know about, isn't there?
Yeah. The stuff we told you last night back in the dormitories? All that was just what happened recently.
Hold on. I'm gonna need some coffee for this.
I can't believe he bothered to keep these. I was under the impression Wally threw out anything that would have reminded him of his relationship with Julie. Especially after all of that.
Maybe it was Neighbor that salvaged them. After all, they were Julie's friend too.
I doubt it. I seem to remember Neighbor being just as pissed at Julie and Barnaby as Wally was over what happened.
Okay, you're going to have to get me up to speed here. Because the more I think about it, the more scandalous this whole thing between Julie, Barnaby, and the boss sounds.
Oh, no, it wasn't anything like that.
Again, we don't know any specifics. But we do know that there was this really big project the three of them were working on in Wally's own personal lab at one point.
Okay. And the little girl? You said her name was Ophi?
Ophelia. She was Wally's adopted daughter.
Huh?
Hard to imagine? I know. But trust me when I say that girl was his entire world.
And let me guess. She ended up passing away unexpectedly, didn't she?
Yeah. From a seizure, no less. Kind of came as a shock to all of us. But it hit Wally the hardest.
Mm-hmm. He blamed himself for her death for the longest time.
To be fair, so did Julie. Her attitude towards him certainly didn't help matters. It took him being in a catatonic state for 3 days for her to finally stop blaming him for what happened and actually try to help him.
So let me see if I'm understanding this correctly. The boss married Julie. They adopted Ophelia. Their daughter passes, and then... what? He and Julie eventually split?
Yep. 2 weeks after Ophelia's death, actually.
And Barnaby is connected to all of this how?
We don't know. But if there was a place where we could find answers, it'd probably be in Wally's private lab. Emphasis on the word private, though. Nobody's allowed down there except for Wally. If you're lucky, he might grant you special permission to go in there like he did with Neighbor.
Well, in the meantime, what else can you guys tell me about the boss? I want to know everything. So, let me see if I got this right. The boss lost his mother at a young age.
Yep.
His father was, at the bare minimum, mentally and emotionally abusive towards him and blamed him for his mother's death. At a young age.
Mm-hmm.
He lost his left hand after it was crushed by a tree, basically resulting in an impromptu amputation.
Yep.
He lost Ophelia to a seizure a month after he took her in, and then got divorced from Julie 2 weeks later.
That's right.
Then, something happens that caused the boss to kill Barnaby and order Julie's death at the hands of security.
Yeah.
And then Neighbor passes unexpectedly, which leads the boss to isolate himself from everyone else until he finally snaps and goes on a murderous rampage across the facility.
That would be correct, yes.
And somehow his left hand is tied into all of this.
Where'd you come up with that one?
Eddie?
You know, now that you mention it, it was around the time it somehow magically appeared that he started attacking the other employees. So I'd say that's a relevant observation.
Is there anything else you guys think I should know?
Poor sleeping habits, a severe caffeine addiction, and a raging workaholic. Can't forget that.
So, you're telling me Walden is someone who has been traumatized multiple times over throughout his life and has been receiving little to no self-care.
Self-care? I don't think Wally even knows what that means.
You know, his boundary lines are starting to make a lot more sense now.
That's good, right? I mean, it should give you an idea of where to start at least.
Where does one even start to tackle that, though? Playing devil's advocate for just a minute, but if I was in Wally's position, I don't think I'd be all that happy having those traumatic memories dug back up again. I think it'd be better to start fresh and start over.
So, what? You want things to stay the way that they are right now? You want to live in constant fear for your and your friends' lives, walking on eggshells, not knowing which move could get you or someone else killed.
All I'm saying is that I think it's better if we leave those memories be for now. Believe me, I want the old Wally back as much as anyone else. But not if it means making him completely miserable.
Personally, I agree with you, Frank.
Wait, you do?
Yeah. Dealing with those memories isn't going to do him any good if he isn't even getting the proper amount of sleep. We're going to have to start off small. Really, really small. I've brought you your coffee, sir.
About damn time. I was starting to think you might have gotten carried away cleaning up the assistant's office.
Actually, I've almost got it all cleaned up and organized. I think I just need to stock up on some basic office supplies, and I should be all set.
Well, at least you're not the type that dawdle. And Frank should be able to provide whatever you may need. Did you do something to this coffee? It tastes a little off.
I might have put too much ground coffee into the machine while I was making a new pot.
Ah, well, if that's all.
So, is there anything else you'd like me to work on today? Anything you need help with?
No, there's not really. Actually, there is something I need from you.
And what's that?
Information. I need to know as much as possible in order to build a proper employee file about you. And the research I've managed to do so far only gives me so much to work with.
I suppose I can do that. Where would you like me to start?
Let's just start with the basics.
Okay, well, I'm 28 years old. I was born on October 13th. 5'8", if that matters.
Kinda tall as far as ragdolls are concerned, aren't ya?
Yeah, well, both of my parents are pretty tall. My older sibling Tom Tom is the only one that adheres to the status quo at a whopping 2 feet tall. Don't you dare laugh.
I'm sorry, but that's just too damn funny to me. I can only imagine how many people mistook you for the older sibling.
Oh, only all the time. It doesn't help that Tom Tom is a spoiled brat and will lie to get whatever they want.
Oh, so we've got some bad blood in the family. Care to elaborate?
No, I don't. It's like I said earlier. Things happened before I wound up becoming the neighborhood creature, and I'd rather not get into it.
Well, that's too bad. I'm not letting you leave this office until you do. So spill it.
All right. Are you familiar with the cross-stitch community on the southeast side of town?
You mean the commune that prides themselves on being sources of comfort and joy for the people that seek out the ragdolls that live there?
That'd be the one. That's where I was born, and where I spent most of my life thus far. My family was considered among the best dolls the community had to offer, and I was no exception. As a child, I was the best friend every child wanted to have, and as I got older, I sort of developed this reputation of being a pillar of support for others.
What the fuck? How in the world does someone like that wind up becoming the neighborhood creature?
Well, firstly, the fluffy, cozy exterior of the commune and its residents doesn't reflect what life is actually like as a part of the community. Very few ragdolls there actually have a name to call their own, leaving it up to the people that take them in or request their abilities to decide what they go by. For most of my life, I was referred to as Dolly, because that's what my most frequent visitor would call me. The rules were also pretty strict. If a ragdoll was unable to help, get along with, or otherwise hurt a client, they were met with severe punishment.
And where does your sibling fit in all of this?
They accused me of harming a client, and the others believed them. Just took their word for it without any proof. And I was immediately driven out of the commune with nothing but the clothes on my back.
Your sibling must have a lot of pull in the community in order to be able to pull something like that off.
Are you kidding me? The only thing they have going for them is that they're a cutesy little plush toy. Other than that, they're just a dirty, conniving, rotten bastard that wanted nothing more than to get rid of me so that they'd have the most outstanding reputation.
Can I tell you something? Watching you seethe over this is extremely amusing to me.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, sir.
Heh. All right, we're done here. I've got all the info I need. You're dismissed.
All right. Yell if you need anything. Why? Why did he have to bring that up?
Hey, Rex, Whoa. Are you alright? You look pissed.
It doesn't matter.
Did you get it to him? Or did he manage to figure it out?
Nope. He doesn't suspect a thing. Operation Decaf is now underway.
God damn it. For some strongly brewed coffee, it isn't doing jack. And it's almost time for me to head out. Could take the night off. Nothing wrong with taking the night off. Everyone takes a night off now and again. But... fuck. Why the fuck am I so tired anyways? Who is it?
Just me, sir.
What do you want?
I was just wondering if you had a login for the computer that's in my office. It requires a username and password to get into.
Mine should be able to work. You can use that for now. Here. Memorize it? Then burn it. Shred it. Eat it. I don't care. Just make sure nobody else is able to get a hold of it.
Can do, boss. Is everything all right?
Everything's fine. Just fetch me another cup of coffee, will ya? I can barely keep my eyes open right now, and I still haven't figured out what I'm going to be doing tonight.
I'm on it.
Oh, the assistant knows a thing or two about color. I could send them, test them, and see just how good at this they're going to be. No, that won't do. They're not as fast as I am. But if this coffee doesn't start kicking in soon, I don't think I'm even gonna make it to town.
Your coffee, sir?
Hmm?
You're sure everything's all right? You look pretty beat.
Fine, I'm fine. I don't care if it's a ragdoll thing. Stop patronizing me.
All right. All right. Well, if there's anything you need...
Wait. Hang back for just a moment. I could use your insight on something.
Okay.
Tell me, just how much do you know about my habits as a Midnight Maniac?
Quite a lot, actually. You'd be surprised at how much information gets spread around a campfire late at night. In the past 2 months, it's reported that you're responsible for the deaths and disappearances of 28 men, 20 women, and 12 children. That equates to roughly 1 victim per day. You're also said to be most active between the hours of 9 p.m. and 11 p.m., and you're usually nowhere to be seen past midnight. The authorities have tried to capture surveillance footage of you, but you move so fast that none of the security cameras have been able to get a clear image. All they have as a description is tall with a lot of hair. That doesn't exactly narrow down the suspect list a whole lot.
Am, you got all that from some campfire story?
Stories. The woods surrounding this facility is a hot spot for campers and hikers this time of year, especially if there's a chance one might encounter the neighborhood creature.
You don't say. Sounds like a great way to spend my evening.
Come in.
Hi. Just came to see how you were hanging in there.
Oh, I'm doing all right. Just familiarizing myself with this computer and seeing what kind of files are on it.
Oh, doing some investigating, are ya?
Just a little bit. I managed to find the employee files for Barnaby, Julie, and Neighbor. Everything seems to check out with Barnaby and Julie, but Neighbor's file hasn't been updated since its creation.
Go figure. I don't care what Wally says. I'm positive he hasn't touched those files since Neighbor passed.
That seems to be the case. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he chose to block it all out and just focus on his work instead.
Yeah, that does sound like something Wally would do. I wanted to ask, if it's not any trouble, could I have that picture of Julie you found earlier?
Of course.
Thank you.
Do you want to talk about it?
What? Talk about what? I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the boundary line that's passing straight through your heart right now. I mean, I get that I'm new, and it's really none of my business. But whenever we bring up Julie in conversation, you look like you're about to cry.
Okay, you caught me. I might have had feelings for Julie. She was my idol, you know? Smart, caring, beautiful. A real godsend to have in the lab. Anyone would be lucky to have someone like her as a partner.
And you didn't shoot your shot?
No. She wasn't all that eager to get into another relationship after her failed marriage with Wally. Considering she was dealing with the loss of a child on top of that, I guess it's understandable. I just really wish I could have worked up the courage to tell her how I feel. Sorry. I know it's stupid.
I don't think it's stupid. I can tell your feelings come from a place of genuine love rather than just infatuation.
Thanks, Rags. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I can just open up to you about anything.
It's what we ragdolls do. Now, if I could just get the boss to open up to me. But that's likely not going to happen for a while yet.
How's Operation Decaf going, by the way?
I almost had him in his office, but he insisted on going out tonight. I'm sure he's going to be ready to crash as soon as he gets back, though.
Oh, you've never seen him come back from one of his trips, have you?
No, I haven't. Why?
Do you remember what Howdy said about him having his moments of clarity during the day?
Yeah?
Well, when he's on the hunt for more colors, all of that goes out the window, and he starts behaving the way that he did when he first snapped. Crazy in the eyes and a twisted grin on his face. And trust me, it's even worse when he's tired.
Oh boy. So I'm guessing I should brace myself for worst-case scenario?
I mean, there's always that chance that you're right and he'll pass out in his office or the lab or something. But just to be on the safe side.
All right. Thanks for the heads up.
And thank you for the photograph. It really means a lot to me. I'll be in my dorm if you need anything.
Actually, one more thing before you go. Do you know anything about something referred to as the Resurrection Project?
The Resurrection Project? No. But if I had to guess, that might have been the big project Wally, Barnaby, and Julie were working on together.
The one they were working on in Walden's personal lab?
Yep. Meaning you're probably going to be up the creek trying to help Wally unless you can get into that lab.
All in due time, Selina. It's only been a couple of days, and I already have a pretty good idea of what's going on with him. The next step is to see just how much he knows about himself, and if it's even possible to get close to him anymore. Okay. 1 a.m. The boss should be returning any time now. Gotta stay awake. Message from the boss. Talk about timing. Meet me in interrogation. I have something for you. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Let's see now. Interrogation is this way. Ah, there he is. You wanted to see me, sir?
Yeah. I have a little surprise for you.
I'm not exactly the biggest fan of surprises.
Oh, don't worry. You're going to love this one. That little tip you gave me earlier proved to be incredibly useful. And you'll never guess who I managed to find while I was out tonight.
Hello? I can hear you talking out there.
No. There's no way.
Huh? Who are you? What happened to that other guy?
Tom.
Do I know you? Wait a minute. No way. Dolly, is that you? Wow, you look awful. Your hair and all those patches. What in the world happened to you?
Boss? Why did you bring them here?
I just wanted to see how you'd react. Consider it a welcome present from the company.
Huh. Well, fair warning. It's probably not going to last the next 5 minutes. Tops.
What's that supposed to mean? You're not still mad about what happened, are you?
Mad? Mad? Oh, I'm not mad, Tom Tom. I'm livid.
Okay, Dolly, look. I know you and I haven't always been on the best of terms, and I know the last time we saw each other it wasn't a good day. For anybody. But, come on. We're siblings. We can work this out.
Work this out? Like you did back at the commune. You took everything from me. My home, my family, my community, my reputation.
But you got it back, right? I mean, you're here now. And that terrifying bloke outside with the crowbar is your caretaker, right?
2 days. I've only been here 2 days, Tom Tom. I spent the last 2 years struggling to survive in the woods.
I'm sorry. Will a hug help? You always like giving hugs. What the fuck? What's gotten into you? You're not the Dolly I remember.
It's funny what being hunted like a wild animal and constantly being afraid for your life does to a person. Why, it's even enough to turn an innocent ragdoll into a creature.
So you're...
Yeah, that's right. Boss, I really hope you didn't need my sibling for anything.
A glorified plushie like that? Not interested. You get to decide what to do with them.
Fantastic.
Dolly, please, let's talk about this.
Stop calling me that. My name isn't Dolly. Not anymore. You've had this coming for 2 years, you spoiled brat.
You're not gonna kill me, are you? I mean, what would our parents think? What would Morty think?
Don't you dare bring them into this. Especially Morty. Let's just focus on you, shall we?
No, wait, please, I'm sorry. I'll never do it again, I swear. I'll be a good ragdoll. I'll talk to the council members. We can...
You're right, Tom Tom. You'll definitely never do it again.
Astounding. I mean, watching you seethe was amusing enough. Watching you kill, though, I was curious as to how you'd go about doing it. But to think you'd actually rip them in half, truly impressive. You good?
Fine, I need to be alone right now.
All right.
Fuck, I fell asleep. Wait, what time is... Shit.
What the fuck? Will you watch where you're going?
Boss? What are you doing curled up in front of the door?
What's it look like I was doing? I was trying to get some fucking sleep.
Well, I think we both got a little more than we bargained for. It's 8 a.m.
Don't care. I'm still tired as shit and can barely see straight. You handle things until I wake up.
All right, if that's what you want. So, what do you want me to focus on today?
Go through the reports from the different departments and log them into the computer. There's also a few business contracts sitting on my desk that I still need to go over. You can read through those as well.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Disposing of my idiot siblings' remains.
Good idea.
Do you have a lighter on you, perchance?
Oh, yeah, here. Wait, what do you need a lighter f-
Every part of him needs to be destroyed, and I'm not taking any chances at the grinder missing so much as a single thread.
You know, I know you said you ragdolls were resilient, but what the fuck?
How do you think I managed to survive with a torn-out throat and a quarter of my head missing?
You know what? You know what? Screw this. I'm going to go sleep in my dorm.
As one should.
Fuck you.
I think the two of us are gonna get along just fine.